In this exercise tutorial, I'm going to be taking you through how to do the barbell glute bridge. Now, firstly, if you're new to the glute bridge and you're looking to add weight, of course you can use dumbbells, but once you get to a certain stage, it's easier to actually just use a barbell and put weight on either side. Now, I'm not going to be putting weight on either side for this exercise tutorial, because if I do that, you can't actually see what's happening in terms of the movement with my hips. Don't confuse this exercise with a hip thrust. I've done a separate exercise tutorial on that. That's a different movement where you'll see people use a bench as opposed to the floor. Now, I just want to cover the glute bridge movement. Then we're going to add in the barbell, and I'm going to show you what to do in terms of how to grip the barbell, and also some of the little toys that you might want to use when you're doing it. So, firstly, feet are slightly wider than hip width apart. And what I want you to do is have the whole of your back on the mat. So there shouldn't be any space between your lower back and the mat when you start the exercise. I'm going to bring my hands up to my chest so you can see my hips, because it's really important how we move the hips in the glute bridge. So I want you to bring your tailbone up first. So you can see here now there's space between my bum and my tailbone and the mat. So I've brought my tailbone up. Now my lower back has come up. And as I come and bring my mid back up, I'm really squeezing my glutes before returning my mid back down, lower back down, and tailbone down into a relaxed position. Let's go through that one more time. So that's hips tilting up, tailbone and glutes come off the floor. Now lower back, now mid back, really squeezing my glutes. I'm not feeling any lower back here, I'm just feeling glutes. I'm really trying to squeeze and contract them, and then slowly bringing mid back down, lower back and tailbone. Now, once we get good with that and we've progressed through dumbbells, we then might get to the stage where we want to use a barbell. So what I'm going to do is place the barbell on my hips. I also want to make sure that I've got a hip pad, especially with heavier weights. You're not going to want to use just the actual barbell. It might hurt when you're doing the exercise. Of course, if you're using Olympic style plates, the barbell will be raised up to around this height, so you'll be able to put your feet and legs underneath without having to use your body weight and your arms to bring that dumbbell into position. So next up, we do exactly the same thing. However, I've got my hands on either side of the pad. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing the barbell down. So I want to make sure that it's not swaying during the movement. And I simply do exactly the same thing. So tailbone up, lower back up, mid back up, big squeeze of the glutes, and slowly back down. And again. In terms of breathing, I'd be breathing in on the way up and out on the way down. If you had weights on either side, once you're done, you'd simply bring your legs straight and you would push the barbell away. Remember, the barbell might be a little bit higher than what I've got here. If not, I can bring the barbell out of the way like so. So that's a barbell glute bridge. Of course, you can add weight on. You're looking for the Olympic style weights when you start adding on weight. So if your gym's got these big weights, you can see this is only a 5 kilo, but it will raise the bar up nice and high so you can put your legs underneath the bar. If you're using the pre-made barbells, typically they'll have smaller weights, so you'll have to physically put the barbell onto you. Of course, if you've got a training partner, it's really nice to be able to get into position, then your training partner puts the weights on you. A little bit safer as well. And also it allows you to get into the position and get out of the position easier. That's how to do a barbell glute bridge, and you'd repeat that for your desired amount of sets and repetitions.